Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and we're in the back room at the St. Pete Clearwater Airport here in Florida. And what we thought to give you today are just 5 quick tips for you to help you enjoy visiting Florida more, because it is a great place. And whether you're going to Disney or Miami or the beaches or the history, there's all kinds of cool stuff to do here. And I thought what we'd do is give you kind of like 5 tips that you might not know about when you do come here, or you might know them. I don't know. If you have your own tips, put them down below. But let's get started. First tip I have for you is realize that the weather will affect your trip when you do come here. I know you're saying, it's Florida, it's going to be sunny all the time. And in my app it says it's going to be sunny every single day. Realize, it will rain when you are here. Even if it says it's sunny all day today, you might have a little rain shower out of nowhere. It happens when you're here. So make sure you do bring a light jacket or something like that when you are here. Other things you should know about the weather is the sun is very intense here. I know if you're coming from other parts of the world or other parts of the US, you go, I can just put on my 30 SPF once and I'll be good. No, here you need to reapply, especially if you're going to the beach, as it washes some of that off. You do need to reapply the sunscreen. Also, don't forget to bring bug spray. You'll see the houses here actually have like a room that's covered in like netting or basically like screens and stuff. It's called a Florida room to keep the bugs out. So if you're here in bug season, make sure you do have good bug spray when you do come. But probably one thing you should know is hurricane season when you are here. Hurricane season starts, June 1st through November 30th, but the kind of peak times are late August to early October, and that's when the good chance there could be a tropical depression or a hurricane or something like that. So if you're going to come at that time, make sure you do kind of know is, hey, what are some backup plans if there are bad weather or these things do happen? Now, a lot of the things, the hurricanes will come through and stuff, and Disney's only closed a few times because of that, but just know that you need to be prepared for all the different weather stuff you could have when you are here. Overall, the weather's great, so I'm not too worried about that, but I just wanted to give you the heads up on that one. Now, the second tip I have for you for Florida is realize that Florida is more than Disney and South Beach, okay? Yes, Disney is cool and you got all the stuff to do there, and it is awesome, and you have Miami and South Beach and all that cool stuff there, but there's way more to Florida than just those 2 things. Here in Tampa, you can go and enjoy stuff. I mean, all around the state, they have tons of national parks, state parks, all kinds of stuff. Go to the Everglades to see the swamps down there and the gators and stuff like that. Go to St. Augustine for the history. You miss Greek food and stuff like that? Hey, you know what? Go to Tarpon Springs. There's all kinds of stuff that isn't Disney or the beach when you are here to enjoy. So make sure you do get out and explore. And if you're a person that's not a big fan of beach vacations, that's okay. There's plenty of other stuff to do when you are in Florida, because there's tons of zoos, there's tons of aquariums, there's tons of concerts. I mean, we were here for the Dean Owners Association's yearly meeting. It was so cool seeing the bands playing and stuff like that, the guitarist. It was really awesome. And just realize there is more than just Disney and the beach or South Beach when you do come here. Now, my third tip, yes, I know I just said there's more than Disney and South Beach. This is actually doing with the Disney and the parks throughout the state, because there are tons of them out there, I would say is prepare yourself before you go. Get everything done before you go, so you know what you want to do, you know where the rides are you want to see, all kinds of things. And if you want to have like lunch with a princess or breakfast with a princess or something like that at a Disney, or you want to eat at a certain location or a certain restaurant, make sure you're making those reservations as soon as possible in advance, because there's a lot of other tourists that come here that want to do those things. And if you don't want to, if your daughter, your son, or whatever wants to go see a princess at Disney and things like that, you need to book those 2 or 3 months in advance. And if it's high season, maybe even before that, okay? So you can make sure you get a chance to see them. If Belle's their favorite, that they can have lunch with Belle, okay? So you want to take a look at that. Also, when you go to those parks, go first thing in the morning. A lot of them, if you stay on property, sometimes they let you in an hour early, so you can go hit those popular rides before a lot of people get there. And you can do that because literally the places don't get packed until kind of the afternoon. So get enjoying all those rides early. And then if you get like what they call a fast pass, or like kind of like, you get to reserve a time for 3 rides during the day, you want to do that in the afternoon when those rides are packed. So then you can skip the lines when there are lines to it, okay? Now, if you want to save some money with those Disneys and those Busch Gardens and things like that, if you're looking to get souvenirs, you don't need to get the souvenirs in Busch Gardens or in Disney or in Universal. If you just go into like Orlando City or you go into other places, you can get all those souvenirs for a fraction of the price. You can save yourself a lot of money and the hassle of carrying them through the park. So that's one thing thing I would say. Also, if you're looking for discount pricing, there's tons of discount, like group tickets and all kinds of stuff you can get online. So again, when you're thinking about coming down here, prepare yourself and do your online searches and all that stuff. Then you can really save a lot of money when you come down here. So it doesn't have to be as a bank-busting trip as you think it's going to be. My fourth tip has to do with driving in Florida. They like to drive fast here. Now, unfortunately, the people that drive fast don't necessarily drive in the left lane. They might be stuck in the right lane or something because there's people driving slow in the left lanes. Look, you have all kinds of different people here from all over the country driving here, and the Floridians are driving super fast, and then the retirees that are here are driving super slow, and that leads to a lot of accidents, a lot of traffic jams, and things like that. So make sure you have your patience when you are driving here, and do always pay attention. And you will see there actually are some toll roads here in Florida. If you are renting a car, maybe you get the Sun Pass is what helps you get through to pay your tolls. And sometimes what they'll do is they'll actually send you a bill in the mail. If you ask where you're renting your car from, they'll let you know what's going on. But yeah, that Sun Pass can really help. But just know you need some patience. If you're on I-95, coming down I-75, I-10, I-4, it's just be prepared for traffic going very fast and then stopping all of a sudden. It is kind of frustrating, but I want you to know about that. Also, there are some pretty bad speed traps here, so just pay attention. Look at your route before you go and pay attention to where you should and shouldn't be driving at certain times and things like that. My fifth tip for you of coming to Florida is, look, I know I like using Delta and United and all these kind of things, but realize if you're in the U.S., there are tons of cheap airlines that fly from all around the U.S. to Florida. We come down here with Allegiant because it leaves from middle of nowhere, Illinois, to Florida. And there's all kinds of, maybe it's not directly in Orlando or directly in Miami, but there's all these little airports like a St. Pete Clearwater you can fly into and get to all the good places at an insanely cheap flight for the U.S. So make sure you are using those cheap airlines to get here. Yes, they do kind of nickel and dime you with the checked baggage and pay for a carry-on bag as well, but it really can make it a kind of affordable thing. Like I said, there's ways you can kind of cut down costs when you are here, so do check on that. And I think I'll actually give you a sixth kind of tip for when you come here. Look, Florida isn't really the deep south. Like when you're thinking the south, deep south, you're thinking Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, those kind of things. Florida isn't like that. Florida is a big melting pot. You've got the people that live in Florida for 100 years. You've got the people that are, the retirees that are 100 years old that are here. You have a lot of Latin and Caribbean influences when you are here. And you have this big mix of people and culture when you are here in Florida. And what's cool about that is you get to have great Jamaican food. You get to have great Cuban food. You get to have good Southern food too. And it has this really big mix. And I know people usually say, well, Florida is the South. I'm like, well, yes, it's in the south part of the country, but it doesn't have that deep south feel to it. So just know you're going to experience a lot of different cultures, a lot of different food, different stuff when you are here. And whether it's Greek in Tarpon Springs or eating in Cuban food in Miami, all kinds of stuff, or if you're up in the north and having some good old southern flair, there's a lot of stuff to enjoy when you are here. But those are just kind of like 5 or 6 actually quick tips for you to enjoy more when you come to Florida. It is a cool time. We come here with our family. We have family that lives down here in Tampa, and it is really kind of cool. So we wish you all the best. Have a great time here in Florida. If you want to learn more about traveling, 5 things you love and hate about Orlando, 5 things you love and hate about, going to Disney, check us out on our website at woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those fun things. We hope you have a great time here in Florida because you know what? It is a good time with the family or without. Bye from St. Pete Clearwater Airport. PIE. See, it's easy as pie flying in here. Bye.